मिलितां येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो ब्रह्मण्यदेवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जदि नमो ब्रह्मण्यदेवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhaviti naishiki. Welcome everyone to the Sunday program in this temple named Golokadham. My name is Anupam Krishna and I am going to give the class today. And I'm going to read from the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, entitled Krishna is the source of all incarnations. On the board, there is something written. It is Sanskrit in diacritics. This is the verse which I'm going to recite. And if you like, you can repeat as I'm reciting. Because this language is a very pure language. It's the language of the Devatas, Deva Nagari. And by chanting, it becomes purified. It's a kind of a yoga. So please repeat if you can. Krishne Swadham Pagate. Krishne Swadham Pagate. Dharma Dhyanadibhi Saha. Dharma Dhyanadibhi Saha. Kalau nashta drisham esha. Kalau nashta drisham esha. Puranarko dhunoditaha. Krishne swadhamo pagate. Dharma dhyanadibhi saha. Kalau nashta drisham esha. Puranarko dhunoditaha.
Krishna Swadhamo Bhagate.
Krishna Swadhamo Bhagate.
Dhamma Jnanadibhi Saha. Kalo Nashta Drisham Esha. Purana Kodunoditaha.
Krishna Swadhamo Bhagate. Dharma Jnanadibhi Saha. Kalo Nashta Drisham Esha. Purana Kodunoditaha.
Krishna in Krishna. Swadhama on abode. Upagate having returned. Dharma religion. Jnana knowledge. Adibhi combined together. Saha along with. Kalau in the Kali Yuga. Nashta drisham of persons who have lost their sight. Eshaha all these. Purana Arkaha the Purana which is brilliant
which is brilliant,
like the sun.
like the sun.
Adhuna,
Adhuna,
just now.
Just now.
Uditaha,
Uditaha,
has arisen.
Has arisen.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada.
try.
This Bhagavad Puran is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Puran. So the purport which Srila Prabhupada gives is Lord Sri Krishna has his eternal dham or abode where he eternally enjoys himself with his eternal associates and paraphernalia. And this eternal abode is a manifestation of his internal energy, whereas the material world is a manifestation of his external energy. When he descends on the material world, he displays himself with all paraphernalia in his internal potency, which is called Atmamaya. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he descends by his own potency, Atmamaya. His form, name, fame, paraphernalia, abode, etc. are not therefore creations of matter. He descends to reclaim the fallen souls and he establishes codes of religion which are directly enacted by him. Except for God, no one can establish the principles of religion. Either he or a suitable person, empowered by him, can dedicate the codes of religion. Real religion means to know God, our relationship with him, and our duties in relationship with him, and to know ultimately our destination after leaving this material body. The conditioned souls who are entrapped by material energy hardly know all these principles of life. Most of them are like animals engaged in eating, sleeping, feeding, and mating. They're mostly engaged in sense enjoyment under the pretension of religiosity, knowledge, and salvation. They are still more blind in the present age of quarrel or Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, the population is just a royal edition of the animals. They have nothing to do with spiritual knowledge or godly religious life. They are so blind that they cannot see anything beyond the jurisdiction of the subtle mind, intelligence, or ego. But they are very much proud of their advancement in knowledge, science, and material prosperity. They can risk their lives to become a dog or hog just after leaving the present body, for they have completely lost sight of the ultimate aim of life. The personality of God, Sri Krishna, appeared before just a little prior to the beginning of Kali Yuga, and he returned to his eternal home practically at the commencement of Kali Yuga. While he was present, he exhibited everything by his different activities. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita specifically and eradicated all pretentious principles of religiosity. And prior to his departure from this world, he empowered Sri Vyasadeva through Narada to compile the messages of Srimad Bhagavatam, and thus both the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are like torch-bearers for the blind people of this age. In other words, if men in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, they must take to these two books only, and their aim of life will be fulfilled. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the summum bonum of life. Lord Sri Krishna personified. See, Bhagavatam is Lord Sri Krishna personified. You must therefore accept Bhagavatam as the direct representation of Lord Krishna. One who can see Srimad Bhagavatam can see also Lord Krishna in person. They are identical. Amazing. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam. Krishne swadhama pagate dharma jnanaditi saha kalau nashta trishamesha puranarko dhuno disha. So, Krishna is present on this planet and he's about to depart. And this happened around 3,102 years before date. It's a long time ago. So remember this number, 3,102 years. Why this number is given, I'll explain later. So, now when Sri Krishna left, according to this verse, he also took knowledge, religion, etc., all these qualities with him, because they are identical to Krishna. Krishna is Dharma, Krishna is Jnana. So when he returned to his eternal planet, what did he leave behind on earth for us who remain here? He left behind a sun-like Purana, the Bhagavad Purana, Arka. And I think also maybe in Western languages, Arka represents the sun. I think so. So this Bhagavad Puran contains everything which we can gain from Lord Sri Krishna directly. It's an amazing Purana. But still, after Sri Krishna left, we don't see a great change in humanity. Now people gradually started becoming degraded. And then in Kali Yuga, around Chanakya's period, then Buddhism came up. And gradually, after that, Alexander entered India. The world started to change again. People become irreligious, and especially now, we have a difficult time. People are not interested in elevation of consciousness. So, but Krishna left behind the Bhagavad Puran. And those who have studied the Bhagavad Puran, they know that there are many commentaries by learned acharyas, masters, on Srimad Bhagavatam. But they did not change anything in the world. They didn't change anything in the world. The books were there, but they were not changing. So one personality named Mother Ganga, the river flowing in Bharatadesha, in India, she is burdened with the responsibility of purifying souls in this material world. You can bathe in her and she will take your sins and she will free you from all your sinful reactions, Papa. So she looked in the future, what will happen? And she was present at the time when Krishna was just about to leave. Dwarkadhish is another name for Lord Krishna, the king of Dwarka, where his kingdom was. So at the end of Dwapara Yuga, Mother Ganga looked in the future and she became worried because, if people are becoming so degraded, what will happen to me? Do I become a degraded river? Do I become very polluted river? Will I lose my powers? I don't know what she was thinking, but she was very worried, and she went to Prabhasa Kshetra, where Dwarkanath, Krishna, was about to wind up his pastimes, his leelas from this earth. And Bhagavatam, the 12th canto, 3rd chapter, 31st sloka describes that Kali Yuga started astrologically, astronomically, when Saptarishi Mandal constellation is in Magha Nakshatra. If you ever look in the sky, you find there are combination of stars, and one of them is like in four angles, and in the middle you find 3 stars going like this. Maybe you have seen that. That is called the Magha Nakshatra, or Margashirsh also. Magha Nakshatra. So that is indicative of when that combination is pleasant, then Kali Yuga starts. And that was the time also when Krishna was about to depart from this planet. So astrologers have calculated this to be 3,102 years before date. Okay, therefore. And I'm going to deal with this number later. So the departure of Lord Krishna has been recorded in the Krishna Janma Khanda of the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, chapter 129. And that it is described how the rivers and the oceans in person, they came for the last darshan, the last meeting with Lord Krishna. And they had tears in their eyes, because now their supreme beloved Lord is leaving the planet. So they came to bid farewell to him. And then a conversation starts with Mother Ganga and Lord Krishna. And she asks the Lord, I'll read a few Sanskrit verses to give more authority to my statements. But for the rest of the class, I will speak in English. It's more easy to understand. Bhagirati uvacha he natharamana sreshta yasi golokam uttamam asmakam kagatis chatra bhavishyati kalau yuge. Bhagirathi is another name of Ganga. She said, He natharamana sreshta, O Lord, best of the enjoyers. When you go to Golok, your topmost planet, you see Golokam Uttamam, Asmakam Kagadis Chatra, what will happen to us who remain behind on earth? Bhavishyati Kalau Yuge, what will happen to us when Kali Yuga will start? Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kaleh Pancha Sahasrani Varshani Tishta Bhutale Papani Papino Yani Tubhyam Dasyanti Snanataha. Shri Bhagavan, Lord Krishna, said, wait for 5,000 years in Kali Yuga. Kaleh Pancha Sahasrani, 5,000 years. Varshani Tishta Bhutale, remain on earth for 5,000 years, just wait. Papani Papino Yani, the sinners will come to you and wash away their sins in your holy waters. And people go to Bharatadesha for Ganga Snan, for taking a bath in the Ganga. Then he says, after 5,000 years, Man mantropasaka sparshad bhasmi bhutani tatkshanad bhavishyanti darsanatcha snanat eva hi jahnavi. After 5,000 years, Man mantropasaka sparshad, by the touch of my worshippers who worship me through mantra, bhasmi bhutani tatkshanad, by their touch of that river, it will burn all these sins to ashes, which are in your river waters. Bhavishyanti darsanacha, even by their looking at you, they will purify you. Snanat evehi jahnavi, and when they bathe in you, they will purify you. So, who are these people who can even purify the Ganga? Nice question. Ganga is all purified. But who are these people who even can purify Mother Ganga? That question arose. And Lord Krishna says that they will come when 5,000 years of Kali Yuga have passed. Then the mantra upasakas will come. Those who worship him through the medium of mantra. So, but what is mantra upasana? What is that process by which Krishna is worshipped? Through mantra. Right? So, our previous teachers, masters, acharyas have said, like Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktisarata Thakur, they have explained the process of mantra upasana in the Brahma Samhita. It's a book, you can buy it even here. We have it also in German, we have it in English. And there in the verse number 3, it is explained. It says, mantra upasana, worship through the medium of mantra, is silently reciting mantras. Silently, not loudly. And by reciting that mantra, a certain pastime of Krishna will manifest in your mind. And in this way, by your intelligence, you worship him. That is the process. And particularly those leelas which aren't visible to the eyes, when Krishna was present, we call it Prakati Leela. Everyone could see what he was doing. But now he is not present physically anymore. So the pastimes continue, but on another platform, invisibly. And by chanting certain mantras, one can still see those pastimes happening now. So it is not concoction or visualization, it is actually seeing the pastime by the power of mantra. So that is called mantra upasana. And gradually by chanting these mantras, also what happens is your consciousness becomes so elevated that you start to understand what is your role in Krishna's pastimes. Like that. So you're not just an observer, you'll realize, wait a minute, I belong to that plane of these pastimes. Everyone actually belongs to that plane. We all came from the spiritual world, but we have forgotten it. By the power of mantra, you realize what your original position was. That is the process of mantra upasana. So, now among those who worship Krishna, there are different schools of bhakti and different masters and teachers and spiritual masters have said about mantra upasana. But not all of them choose Nam Bhajan or mantra upasana as their solely, exclusively process to attain the perfection. Right? Especially in Bharatadesha, one can find the Ramanuja Sampradaya. They worship Vishnu in the form of Sitaram, in the form of Lakshmi Narayan. And they call that process as prapatti, not nama bhajan. Prapatti means self-surrender. There's another bhakti school called Madhvacharya. And Madhvacharya Sampradaya, they worship Krishna through the medium of karma yoga. You fulfill your duties as a kshatriya, a politician, or as a brahman, a spiritualist, or as a vaishya, a businessman, but do that for the sake of pleasing Krishna. And that process is called tattvavada, discussing the actual truth. So it's not nam bhajan, or worshipping Krishna through the medium of mantra. The Nivarkas, they worship Radha Krishna together, just like we do, but they call the process Yugala Upasana, worshipping Radha Krishna together. Again, not nam bhajan. Then you have the Vallabhas. If you ever go to Vrindavan, the famous temple of Banki Bihari, you can't miss it. It's even on the boards, traffic signs, Banki Bihari temple this way. That is Krishna alone, being worshipped, not Lakshmiti Radharani, because he's a little boy, and the mood of worship is you worship Krishna as a small child. That is Banki Bihari. And the process is called Pushti Marga, which indicates that you perform bhakti up to a certain level that it completely nourishes you. Then we have the last group, last school, called the Gaudiyas. And the Gaudiyas, they take the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as the single process, sole process for perfection and worship of Krishna. And they call the process to be Nam Bhajan. And the Gaudiyas, they recite the verse, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalaunasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva, Gatiranyatha. So from all these Vaishnava Bhakti schools, those who worship Krishna, it indicates that the Gaudiyas are predicted by Krishna 5,000 years ago that they will come. And this verse is from the Brihadarati Purana. So the Gaudiyas, they take exclusively shelter of the holy name of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and of the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, which elaborately describes Krishna's pastimes. You're sitting here in a Gaudiya Vaishnava temple at the moment. We are the Gaudiyas. And we have our western branch, which is called ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Because not everyone understands what Gaudiya means. Like that. So we have given an international name to our branch. Now, the important indication which Lord Krishna is mentioning is that the mantra upasakas, they appear when 5,000 years in Kali Yuga have passed. So, we already said that Kali Yuga started 3,102 years ago, before date actually. Now, the great Acharya Ramanuja, he appeared 1,700 years after date. So, add up 3,102 plus 1,017. How much does that make? Don't use your mobile. Use what Krishna gave you.
My mobile.
Between your ears. So clever person and all. How much is that? Go back to school. Use that internet. Use the mobile within your between your ears. 3,102 plus 1,017. How much is that? Sorry?
4,190.
Very good. Is that 5,000? No.
No.
We are trying to find that personality who appears on 5,000 years after Kali Yuga has started, right? Okay. The second Acharya, Madhvacharya, he appeared in 1239 AD after date. Add up 3,102. So 3,102 plus 1,239. How much does that make? Sorry?
4,452.
How difficult it is without mobile. It is 4,341 years. Is it 5,000? No. Okay. Then you have Vallabhacharya. He appeared 1479 after date. So 1479 plus 3,102. How much is that? 1479 plus 3102. How much is that?
4881. Something. 4881.
Right?
4881.
881. 4,581.
5.
Okay. Is it 5,000? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the holy name incarnated, which is dancing, which is on the altar even. He appeared in 1486 AD. Add up, 3,102. How much is that? 1486. Huh?
Not enough.
If I were a school teacher, I would say, do your homework. Clever. Huh? 4,588. Is it 5,000? No. So it's not even Chaitanya. Krishna is not predicting Chaitanya. Now, the appearance of Nibarka Acharya, the last master among the Vaishnava schools, it is unclear when he appeared, but we know that he appeared far before Shankaracharya, the great Mayavadi sannyasi. That is, Shankaracharya appeared 687 years after date, and Nibarka appeared even before that. So that will not make us 5,000. Now, a striking precision is found when we add up 1896 to 3,102. Do that. 1896 plus 3,102. How much does that make? 4,998. Is it 5,000? Yes. That is 5,000. There is only 2 years difference.
Okay, and in India maybe they don't write really the date. Huh?
You want a German precision.
Yes, maybe it's 2 years later he was born.
The point here is that Vedic calculation, they take a year to be 360 days. And every 3 years, an extra month is added, called Malamas or Purushottama Dikamas. So the calculation is slightly different. Right? But in a period of 5,000 years, having only a difference of 2 years, it's quite precise. Right? Isn't it? So we have to accept. Now, 1896 is the birth year of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON Society. The Prabhupada ki jai. So he's predicted by Dwarkadhish Lord Krishna himself. He will come. 5,000 years, and Ganga was waiting for him to come. So, Lord Krishna goes on describing in this conversation. He says, wherever my holy names or Srimad Bhagavatam is recited, go to that place and listen with full attention to my glorification. By listening to the Srimad Bhagavatam and hearing Hari Katha, all sins are burned to ashes, even the sin of killing a Brahman. All sins are also burned by embracing Vaishnavas, just as dry grass and wood is burnt by fire. Right? Although the earth will be burdened with sins for 5,000 years, still, due to the presence of those Vaishnavas, the entire earth will become a pious tirtha, O Janvi. Janvi is another name for Mother Ganga. In the bodies of my devotees are extraordinary powers to constantly cleanse, so much so that Mother Earth will become pure by the dust of the feet of my devotee. See how much power is there in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Wherever you place your feet, becomes a tirtha. Amazing, huh? Daily they purify the places of pilgrimage. Daily they purify even the whole world. My learned devotees who practice Nama Bhajan, Mantra Upasaka, Vipra, only eat my food remnants. So please, follow. Don't eat unoffered food, unless you fall out of the category. But if you follow it nicely, you are predicted in scripture. You know that? You are predicted. This is the prediction Krishna does. You are the ones. Isn't it that we had traveling Sankirtan bus parties to go into every city of Germany, every city of Holland, every city of Belgium, every city of America? So, you need traveling bus parties to spread your dust all over the earth, according to what Krishna is predicting here. He says, my devotees who, without interruption, meditate upon me, nityam dhyayante in Sanskrit, by chanting my holy name, are more dear to me than my own life. Right? This is Krishna's attitude towards his devotees. Just by touching them, the wind and the fire become purified. We dry our clothes and purify them by hanging in the wind. Right? And we burn our trashes by throwing them in the fire. But the devotees are so pure that they can purify the wind and also even fire. I see. For the duration of 10,000 years of Kali Yuga, my devotees will stay on earth. After the departure of my devotees, all those who remain behind will turn into outcasts. Very well ill-behaved people. When the earth is thus without my devotees, she will be swallowed by the powerful influence of Kali Yuga. And while he was speaking like this, a personality with 4 arms appeared out of Sri Krishna's body. He shone bright like 100 moons. He had a conch, discus, club and lotus. And he was decorated with the signs of a Srivatsa. He climbed the beautiful chariot and went to the ocean of milk. This is how that section in the Brahma Vivarta Puran is predicting what will happen in Kali Yuga. So, ISKCON is destined to last for 10,000 years on this planet. But after 10,000 years, no more ISKCON. No more Hare Krishna mantra. Right? Then you have to take care of yourself. Right? This is the future predicted of coming of the ISKCON society which we have here, who is originated from the Gaudiyans, but has international gravity. So, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted about 500 years ago, Prithiviteya Chejato Nagara Vigram Sarvatra Prachara Voive Moranam. In every town and village on this earth planet, my holy name will be sung. My philosophy will be preached. Who's doing that? He also. We also. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he predicted, soon there will be a time that the chanting of Krishna's name will be heard in England, France, Russia, Germany, and America. And he wrote this in his monthly magazine, Sajjana Toshani, in 1881. Now, in 1881, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a son named Bimal Prasad. Later he became Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was at that time 7 years old. And he predicted in July 1935, when the time will come, he will do everything himself. Abhay Babu. Abhay Babu is the old name of Srila Prabhupada. You don't need to recommend him. And this is from the Prabhupada Lilamrita. This was predicted also by Prabhupada's own guru. And now, did Prabhupada know that he was predicted? Did he know about himself? Anybody has any idea? Did Prabhupada know that he was predicted in scripture? Yes. There is a reference here. In a room conversation with the Canadian ambassador in Iran on the 13th of March 1975, Srila Prabhupada says, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was the first origin of this movement. So therefore, we pay obeisances to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's the actual origin of the ISKCON society movement. But he simply thought of it. And he was expecting some other's appearance that would take up the work. Well, somebody says that I am that man. I was born in 1896. So Prabhupada knew that he was predicted. Right? Then his pranama mantra, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine, indicates that he came to eradicate Shunyavad, which means Buddhistic philosophy, which says everything ultimately is zero. There is no God, there is no Krishna, there is no Ram, even Buddha doesn't exist. Everything in essence is zero. This is called Shunyavad. Shunya means zero. And Nirvishesh means everything becomes one. I'm one with you, you are one with me, your purse is one with me, isn't it? Your bank account is one with me, isn't it? That not, you see. Those who propound this philosophy, everything is one. And you say, okay, then your purse can be in my pocket also. So no, that is true. That is true, right? So Paschatya Deshatarini came to save those who are in the Western world. So the question originally we posed was, what was lacking? Bhagavad Puran was there. Krishna gave it as a message. What was lacking? Why did Ganga become so worried that she went to have a meeting with Lord Krishna and asking, what is the solution for me? Because though these books were there and the commentaries were there was a lack of a person who could put everything into a format practicable for us in this day and age, even in Germany. Right? The books were there, the commentaries were there. But we were missing a spiritual master, a teacher, who could put it into a format that all over the world, people from any country, any culture, any background, can practice mantra upasana and perfect their life. I think I should end here. Any questions? Yes.
I have a comment. Today, 60 years ago, according to the moon calendars, Srila Prabhupada entered the Jaladuta. Today,
according to the moon calendar,
yes.
Prabhupada,
Always have something.
he went to the Jaladuta. That was a ship from the East India Company from Gujarat, who allowed Prabhupada to cross from Mumbai to New York free, right? And it was a terrible journey because he had, I think, 2 heart attacks he had, and still he survived.
But this was the date our life changed.
Yes, for us all life changed.
This is the date.
This is the day when it all started.
Yes.
So that's interesting. And I should say moon calendar, because you know there is a sun calendar and
yes,
moon
sun calendar is on Wednesday, on my birthday.
And there are differences, right? We call it the moon or the sun. Yes.
There is actually, according to my understanding, there's another verse in Bhagavatam where Srila Prabhupada is predicted. And you see that verse in the beginning of the Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada is using that verse. If you open the Bhagavatam and you see the introduction of the Bhagavatam, there's a verse where it says, although irregularly composed, such glorifications of the Lord will be accepted by men who are thoroughly honest. So within the Vedas, there is no irregularities, understand it, but when you translate something from one language to another language, because Srila Prabhupada, his mother tongue was Bengali, so he would translate from
See, this Mataji is in charge of the classes. She told me to stop 2:45. Otherwise, I would have gone into that verse you're mentioning now.
Okay.
That verse is like this. Tadavad visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishloka avadbhavatyapi namani antasya shonkitani shrinvanti gayanti grinanti sadavaha. So, it says here, Narad is speaking that verse to Vyasadeva, and it is from the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th chapter, text number 11. So I could continue my class giving more scriptural evidence, but I had to stop 2:45. There's much more, interestingly much more. But this one is very nice. It says, Tata Vaga Visarga. Vaka Visarga means creating new words. Vaka means speech or words, and Visarga means to create. And Janata Agha, sinful population, Viplava. Viplava means revolution, completely topside-turvy. Yasmin Pratishloka Abadhavapi. In that book, or in that scripture, even if there are in every verse Abadhavati, some irregularity, Namani Anantasya Yashonkitani, but because the glory, the yasha of Ananta, Lord Krishna, is described in those verses, Shrinvanti will hear, Gayanti will sing, Grinanti will accept, Sadhava, those people who are thoroughly honest. This is the verse you are mentioning about. Now let us see, did Prabhupada, was he predicted in this verse? Now, when he wrote these books, he had to actually create new words, which are not there in German language or in English language. Give an example. Super soul. What is it? Don't find it in the dictionary before Prabhupada came. Pre-Prabhupada dictionaries don't contain this word super soul. You find soul, but not super soul. Another one is obeisances. Right? And you don't find this word in English language. And lotus feet. So these were necessary to depict the philosophy or depict some concepts which are there in the Vedic literature, and you cannot translate them one to one. Often people say karma means action. I'm sorry, karma doesn't mean action. Action is a part of karma, but karma indicates a bigger concept. Karma means you act in a certain way with a certain motive, and it creates a karmic reaction. And there is a bondage of karma coming from past lives. All of that is contained with the concept of karma, which you cannot translate as action, right? And people in the West don't like to be responsible for their actions. But karma indicates you have to be responsible for your actions. So like that, many concepts are there, and if you want to translate one to one, then the vocabulary would be insufficient. Then Prabhupada created new words, right? Then Janata Agha, who are those people who are very sinful? Well, these are the hippies of the 60s who liked LSD and marijuana and doing all kinds of things, right? And they changed from hippie into happy. So this is the Janata Agha. Abadha Avati Api. Now it means things which are imperfectly in composition. As you said, Srila Prabhupada was trained in Calcutta. Now it is Kolkata, even that changes nowadays. And he had a Bengali upbringing, due to which he had an accent in his language, like this one, I'm quoting here. She cannot now read, otherwise, at least I should have presented a set of books, of my books. Okay, what is irregular in here? For those who know English, one time. She cannot now read, otherwise, at least I should have presented a set of my books. Okay, I'm polishing that. She cannot read now. Not now read now. Otherwise, at least I should have presented her a set of my books. An English teacher would go like this. I'm not in the position to correct Prabhupada, but you'll see, it fits the prediction about the bhakti. Now, if you like, I'll give you another interesting prediction. In around 1500, one of the previous acharyas, Lochadas Thakur, he wrote a book about Mahaprabhu. And in that book, Mahaprabhu is saying, Eve Rama Sankirtana Tikshna Khadga Laiya Antara Asura Jivira Peliya Katiba Apiribe Katiya. With this Nama Sankirtana, they are chanting of the holy name in a form of a very short, sharp sword. I will cut away the asura, the demon within people. So the name is like a sword which cuts away the bad mentality. All these problems we have, insomnia, how do you call that? HD? Is that something? Ade. It is a disease which they have recognized among kids who cannot sit still. So you need the holy name to cut that out. See? Antara asura jivira philipikatiya. Now, jadi papi chhadi dharma dura dese jai mor senapati bhakta jaive tathai. When the sinners leave Bharatadesha and run to far-off countries like Germany, then my senapati, my army general, will go after them. There the army general is sitting, right? He will go after them to purify them. So this is predicted by Lord Chaitanya himself. And in the, I think it's Padma Puran, right? Yeah, Padma Puran. There is a statement. Bhakti Devi tells Narada, I feel idam sthanam parityaja videsham gamyate maya. The time will come that I will be taken away out of India, idam sthanam parityaja videsham, foreign countries. I'll be brought to foreign countries. Bhakti will be brought to foreign countries. Who did that? She is predicting he will carry me in his heart to the biggest foreign country, America. Any other questions? Interesting. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vedaraj Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. So now we will have that everybody has the opportunity.
Hare Krishna. So everybody can be part of the kirtan and have the opportunity to offer a small lamp to Shri